wanted to tell you about this really awesome gift that I found inside of my clients' Akashic Records in case it unlocks and activates something within your templates as well. When I went into her energy field, I saw this jaguar, almost a panther type of animal, but it didn't look like the ones that are here on Earth, but for the context, and it was blue and purple and had spots on it, and I ran up to it and hugged it around its neck, and a different incarnation of mine was coming forward. At that time, it wasn't me in the present, a different version of me. And she said, "Oh my God, I thought y'all were extinct. I haven't seen one of you in forever." And I started crying. And I looked over next to it, and there was a woman. And you know those witch doctors that were around during the plague, and they had those long nose masks? She was wearing one, not sure why, but she was a different version of my client. And she was saying that my client has the ability to channel a very specific gift from her. She said what she is able to do, because she also works in the Akashic Records and is a timeline reader, she is going to be able to reach way far back in people's records and help reconnect them with these magical creatures and these beings that are guardians and familiars that also have spiritual gifts themselves, that are going to be able to help the incarnations that she works with in this time and space. And so she's going to be working with healers in order to reconnect them with those magical creatures and beings. And that's what she was doing with me, is I have worked with one of those jaguar panthers, and she was able to reconnect me, which, what a blessing. And I said some of the ways that you can develop this is, one, working with spirit animals, because those are very 3D and tangible, and they're easier for our human mind to conceptualize. But past that, there is a Harry Potter movie, and it's called Fantastic Beasts or Fantastical Beasts, and he is a guardian of these different creatures. And not to spoil it, okay, if you haven't seen it, it's not a huge spoiler, but he goes to this different dimension where he's the caretaker of a lot of them. And I said, you should go watch that, because it'll help download this template of yours. Also, going on Pinterest and looking at different magical fantasy creatures and animals, because that will expand your consciousness and it will get you used to seeing things that you're not used to, so that when you come across them in the ethers, you're not like, oh, what the heck are you? I've never seen something like you before. So it is expanding your imagination, and it's also allowing you to perceive them more easily if you have seen things that kind of look like them. For me, I've seen jaguars and panthers in the past, so there, in fact, it was easier for me to perceive this being that I had a connection with way back in my Akashic Records. I also said she's going to be able to bring so much knowledge and wisdom from these beings, because when people think of guardians or familiars, they often think of unicorns and fairies and phoenixes or mermaids. We love them, but these beings are from the way back. Very, 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 very ancient history that a lot of people have either forgotten about, or they need a reconnection, or they need to learn about them. And so one of the things that she can do is also tell people about the creatures, kind of like I do when I come on and I say, hey, let me talk about these spiritual gifts that I found in other people's records. She can be doing that with these magical creatures. This is not something that is necessarily exclusive to her. I haven't seen this gift before as a very unique energetic signature reading. If you are listening to this and you have this inner resonance within you of saying, I think that I have done this work as well, or I have these type of templates, one, watching that movie is going to be really beneficial, but then also looking at different pictures to expand your consciousness and imagination. And just listening to this right now will help you start to unlock and receive those downloads and the intuitive nudges and the guides from those different incarnations of yourself, so that you can pull it through and experience that gift in this time and space as well. I would love to hear in the comments if this resonated with you, and I hope you have a super magical day.